Just a quick little video I just happened to be thinking about. We were wanting to do electric brakes on our 6x12 stealth camper, and I saw this electric 3,500 pound Dexter axle come up on Marketplace today for $100 a quarter, so we went and got it. So I've done one side just so I can show you the difference, but this is what you're working with when you've got no brakes, single axle, you know, just a regular V-nose trailer. And then of course this is an electric axle. It's got the drum on it, it's got all the wiring on it. This is on a fairly late model travel trailer that had tornado damage, so they cut it up. But anyway, I thought I'd take it apart real quick, just kind of show you what's in them. There's not a whole lot. I don't know if Alright, so the first thing to do is take off this retainer. This one, the newer ones use like a bevel cut on the axle right there on the stub. So you just, actually it pops off. My camper's a 15, it still uses a cotter key, so that's what I'm going to reuse, but that is a pretty neat idea. After that, of course, you shouldn't be that tight. Yeah, it should be finger tight. Let's go ahead and take that off. Try not to get this all over the car. After we get that off, you got the big flat washer and the front wheel bearing. I just put my finger over the edge of the drum to keep it all from falling out. This one's, the brakes are still pretty tight on this one. There we go. The brakes are set up good on that one, but yeah, just a regular drum, except it's got that machine surface on the inside for the magnets to go against. So we'll set all that down. At this point, this is actually upside down. I didn't realize that until I put the first one on upside down, and then realized the magnets actually go to the bottom. Thank God I was watching the video just to double check, and sure enough I was wrong. So after that, it's pretty much like car brakes, except instead of a wheel cylinder you have this magnet. But on the back, I guess I can put you over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see. Yeah, on the back there's 4 nuts on these. On this axle they are 9/16, so it's kind of weird to see standard. I couldn't use this axle obviously under my camper because it's 8 feet wide, and obviously a 6x12 camper is about 7 foot wide for an axle. So anyway, but luckily it actually does hook up to our axle, so we're okay. And that's pretty much it. You slide that off, and there is your backing plate, and they are right and left hand, and it even says left hand on it, if you can see that. So at this point, we'll go over here. Get my impact here in a minute. Anyway, I've got it jacked up. There's just nothing in there. Actually need to adjust it anyway. Is what it looks like when you have nothing at all. It's just a spindle. And that one, like you said, it was actually kind of loose, so that needed adjusted anyway. Pretty much use a set of adjustable pliers there. Just wiggle these. I like doing that better than using a screwdriver because you don't damage anything. You don't bend it all up. Then after that, better get some paper towel. Alright. We'll obviously clean and adjust those brakes. Actually, I'm not going to adjust those brakes. Those are pretty good, but we'll get that backing plate all cleaned up, scuff those drums. After that, I just have to change the plug on the front of this trailer so it has something that'll work with electric to send the signal for the brakes. We're getting ready to go about 4 hours out of town with this in 3 days. And we're pulling it with a 4Runner, which is fine. The 4Runner does a good job, but it would be pretty cool to have electric brakes on this just as a backup in case, because it, 4Runner's 23 years old. If something, God forbid, it would bust a brake line or something, you'd have this thing back there pushing on you. So it'd be kind of nice to have, for one, the redundancy of the brakes on the trailer. Plus it's just easier on my car and it's safer. So, let's rinse and repeat. Take the nut off, which this one, like I said, is a big Castle nut. It uses the cotter keys instead of the, it's got a perfectly round axle tube on it. It doesn't have the slice cut out the side, so this is what we're going to put it back together with. I already measured these, and they're the same studs or stubs. Anyway, fingers over the bearing, out it comes. And that is all there is to that. All right, a little brake clean time here. I'll move you away. Just clean these up really good. Get all the spideys off of them. All right. There you go. At this point, you could literally just set this right on there, but I am going to put just a little bit of grease on a couple spots, and I will show you where. I'm going to leave that grease there because that's all I got right now. So, magnet goes on the bottom. Those 4 studs will slide right in, and just like that, we've got electric brakes. I've looked into these kits online. Actually, I'm going to put, hang on a minute. All right, I'm going to put a little red Loctite on these studs. It doesn't say anything about it. It just talks about the torque specs on them, but I don't care. I like putting Loctite on stuff like this because I don't really plan on taking this off again. Even if I had to put brakes on it, I wouldn't be pulling the backing plate, so yeah. So I don't see that hurting anything. We'll thread these on. You probably could just go hog wild with a wrench and crank them as tight as you can get them, which is what I'd do if I didn't have a torque wrench, but since I do, torque spec on them is 40 to 70 foot-pounds. Of course, obviously, I'm not going to do 70. I don't know why there's such a difference in the foot-pounds on these, but like I said, this one's going to get 70. So let me... Alright. Put you here, see if you can see better. Can you see me now? There. 70 foot-pounds. I'll be able to snug them all up first. I think this really matters. It's not like we're putting rod bearings in it or something, but it doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so now we're actually going to torque this one. And get on the darn thing. There we go. Little 3/8 torque wrench is perfect for this. Jesus Christ, that one's loose. Here we go. One. Last one. All right, those are Loctited and torqued, so I'd say we're probably good there. Definitely have to do some cleaning on the inside of that drum, but I was going to show you first, if you can see. Break this here. There's a couple places on drum brakes that actually need a little bit of grease. Right through here, if you can see that or not, right where the shoe touches the backing plate, a little dab right there, and one on the other one as well. And then I also see that this magnet part actually has some on it too, which is what allows it to move, just like that, and that pushes that brake shoe out. So I'll put maybe just a dab of grease on that. I'm definitely not going to put much. I don't have my grease tub with me, I just got my grease gun. So that's what we're going to use. I'll try to get in there, put just a little grease. You don't want enough where you make a mess, because you do not want this on the shoes. But just a little bit goes a long ways. Okay. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. We're one-handed. Alright, so at this point, it's clean enough I can get my little die wheel in there and actually clean it up, clean this seal up. It'd be nice to be able to replace them, but I don't have any, so in this spot for where the magnet rides. Oops, see how it did that? Look at that. We can't get that one that tight, so let's go there. That should do it. I read that gives the bearings room to expand when they heat up. I guess that makes sense. Because it feels like I would definitely want them tighter than that, but that's what they say. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to reuse cotter pins, but oh well. All right. It's just got one of the good caps that has the rubber thing you take back out. You pop that rubber cap out right there, and you can grease them without taking these caps off. That's it. I'll go ahead and do my paint, because you got her apart, you got to paint her. Got brand new leaf springs now. Both sides of them, of course. New shackles. Look at that. Went ahead and put a brand new backing plate on it. Yep. And then decided to go ahead and put a new drum on it. Okay, so I did a little bit of reading online, and it says that polarity does not matter on these magnets. So, I guess on any magnet. I guess I just didn't know that, but so these brown ones, that's weird. Oh, it's got a liner in it. Look at that. Huh. The brown ones are the passenger side brakes, and the green ones, of course, are this. So I can't test that side over there right now because it's off the ground, or the tires are on the ground. But this one, if they're right, I'll just lock this drum up. This is be like full 12 volts, all it's got. Turned off. Alright, so we can spin it right now. It is a little tight, those brakes. I'm going to tow this thing down once or twice and see if it'll clean that crap off of them. It doesn't seem bad though. So, I'm going to engage them now. Oh yeah. That worked. Alright, well, we're going to jack out of this. Alright, we're back. I'm going to try. I think these are both going to have to be longer. I don't think we've got enough material here. Yeah. I'm going to try to do these before this storm hits. It's over here rumbling thunder, and of course the radar's just solid red. Every time I work on this thing anymore, it seems like if we get storms. I guess because we're on a time crunch. I don't have to have the brakes. I mean, they'd be nice to have them, but they're not a necessity. We've pulled this camper before. We've had it for a year and a half, so it's not like it's untowable, but it'd just be nice to have it, especially. This here I'm using is like a gray. It almost looks like 14.2 or 12.2, but it's strand. This was on a van that came in at work that had a wheelchair lift on the back of it that we took off. And they were powering that with this, so I thought this was a really good piece of wire. It's about 15 feet long, so this is going to be perfect for running all the way to the front of the trailer, which of course is not It's probably 10 feet from here, but anyway, we're going to solder and then we're going to shrink wrap. Let's get two going here. I never use soldering irons anymore. I saw one of these little crackhead torches one time. A guy used it on YouTube years ago, and this is all I use now. And all right, I'll go see if I have a big humongous piece of shrink wrap. I might have one. If I do, we'll run it down the other end of this wire and just glue it all together here. Okay. All right, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap these as well right over the solder joints, just so I don't have to worry about them rubbing through inside this sheathing where we don't see it, get it short. I don't know if trailer brakes actually have fuses or not. I don't know that I've ever looked. I'm assuming it does in the cab somewhere, but I don't know. Alright, so do round one here, right over them. It's not bad right there. Go ahead and shrink those down. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a little bit of grease. It keeps some of the water out. It keeps some of it, get some dirt on it, kind of make a little shield. So, sounds like my boy child's coming home from work. I'm surprised he didn't get it sideways. Let's see if he does. No, not this time. Nice. Alrighty guys, that's kind of all I got today anyway. We've got our wiring hooked up now. I'll get some zip tie action done. We'll run this along the frame and probably see you tomorrow at the time. Let's see here. I don't think these studs have had, these drums and studs haven't had lugged up. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that fast. Anyway, I'll just turn the brakes on. How's that? And we're on. That should be locked. And it is. Here it is. I would say that's a win. I'll shut the power off. Instantly should be released. Ooh. Yep, there it goes. Oh yeah, takes it a second. Okay. Well, that's kind of all there is, kids. It's not a big project, kind of a fun one. I like improving on this trailer anytime I can. It's not that heavy. It's, I think, way less than 2,000 pounds. But there's nothing wrong with doing some upgrading. And occasionally we might haul one of the dual sport bikes in it, because it does still have room for that. I've done 2 videos on this camper on my channel, so it shouldn't be anything new, but if you haven't seen it, it's a rear kitchen. Oh my god, the air's on. Yeah, it's got 12-volt rooftop air. Yes please, Adequate Pro, thank you. Oh, it's so cold in here. Anyway, yeah, move this junk out of the way. I could actually put a motorcycle right up against the wall. We might take it with us one of these days. That's not a big deal, it's not heavy, but anything, you know, any extra brakes could help it, because we do have a caravan that can pull it as well, so trailer brakes would definitely help it. But anyway, that's all we've got. The wiring, like I said, just came up. There's the original taillight wiring, and there's that harness. I just brought it up. I'll make a new plug, make a nice good long plug for it. We're rolling. So I'm gonna try to keep it 4 flat and have a 7-prong plug. That way I don't have to like rewire the van if I don't want to use the brakes, or if we pull it with one of the cars. You know, I don't want to put brake controllers and everything we've got. So anyway, I don't know, hope this helped you. It's not a hard job at all. I think for the most part, the Dexter 3500 axles, at least the ones that are the 5 on 4.5, you know, 5-lug bolt pattern, I think this swap should work. The biggest thing was just to measure the holes, you know, for the backing plate. This one's kind of hogged out. Mine's just perfectly square. But the bolt holes were the same, the diameters were the same, the oh, not the stud, but the shaft length was exactly the same, so everything went together. There's no rubbing. And I don't know, I hope this helps. Thanks.